그리고 한국을 너무 사랑하시고 또 우리 학생들한테 한국을 소개하고 싶다고 하셔서 이렇게 오셔서 오늘 준비 많이 해오셨거든요. 그래서 이제 선생님 이제 강연을 들어보도록 하겠습니다. Here is Bastian Huber. Give him a big round of applause.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
Ça va
Ça va bien?
Oui.
Oui, moi aussi. Hello everyone, how are you? You okay? So, my name is Bastien, thank you for the introduction. I'm from France, and today I'm going to talk about my country, my culture, but not only about this. I'm going to talk to you about a lot of things that influence the culture over time. So here's how we are going to proceed. We are going to have my introduction first, that's sound. And then we are going to talk about friendship. So, famous figures, places to travel to, as well as food. All these things really influence my culture, my country over time. So, can you hear me? It's okay? In the back, can you hear me too? So where do I come from? I come from a small area called the Basque Country. Here you can see some pictures of my hometown. It's pretty similar to Jeju Island. If you go there, you might recognize, it looks pretty much the same. There is beach and there is a lot of mountain. It's very, very beautiful. It's called the Basque Country, Basque. But enough about that. I will talk to you later about the Basque Country. There are a few things to know about it that are quite interesting. So let's talk about France. I would like to introduce you some numbers first. How big is Korea, South Korea? Do you know? How big is your country, South Korea, in size? Do you know? It is 99,000 kilometers square. Okay? And how many people live in South Korea? Do you know? About 49 million. In France, there are 67 million people living on 551,000 kilometers square. So you see, it's a much bigger country than Korea, and we have a lot of space. But it has some inconvenience, actually. For example, when you want to go to Busan, how long does it take? Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? But if I want to go to Paris from my hometown, which is in the little square there, you see very close to Spain, it takes for me maybe 5 hours by train. That's very long. And it takes me also 8 hours by car. So the country is good, it's very a lot of space, but it's very long to travel inside. Okay? So do you know where is France in that map? Yeah, it's right in the middle. Okay? And where is South Korea? On the right side, right. Here. So do you know how long it can take for you to go to France, or for me to come to South Korea?
12 hours.
Yes, right, you're right. It takes 12 hours. It's a very, very long trip. Okay? So, to talk about France, I have to talk about the French flag. It's made into 3 parts. A blue one, a white one, and a red one. So the blue one is Paris, the capital of France. Okay? And the white one is the French monarchy. Do you know what is the monarchy? It's the king. Okay? And then there is the last part, which is the red one. Nowadays, it's considered the soldiers. But back in the days when there were kings in France, it was Paris as well. So the meaning of this flag is the king is surrounded by Paris, or the king is surrounded by soldiers and Paris. Okay? So please be careful to not mix up the French flag with this flag, which is actually the Netherlands flag. Okay? So when I was a kid also I made a lot of that mistake actually, even though I'm French. So, yeah. Do you know who is the President of France since 2012? No? Sarkozy? Do you know? No, it's not Sarkozy. It's this man. It's François Hollande. Okay? Very good. Now I will introduce you a few famous figures of France. all these people I will present you here, they all had a very they did many big things for France. The first one is this man. Who is that? Who? Louis Chipsase, very good. It's Louis XIV. I don't know who said it, but it's very well. Louis Chipsase. So he was one of the last kings of France, and he said something very famous that all over the world we keep repeating, is l'État, c'est moi, which means the state is me. That means that was the beginning of a dictatorship in France. Every single decision was taken by him and only by him. All his ministers had to report to him, and then he was taking the only decision. Okay, everything was for God's sake, for the Catholic religion. Okay. Wait, it's not finished, but Louis Chipsase Louis XIV was the patron of the arts. He created so many pieces of art, and this is why France is very well known for art, is because of him. He tried to push the art of France very far. He built everywhere, all over France, castles and different buildings. Most of them are not destroyed, but a few of them are still, it's still possible to visit them. The most famous of them is Versailles. Very good, Versailles. Château de Versailles, which is not in Paris, but in the town of Versailles. Okay? If you go to Paris, you should definitely visit it. Who is that guy? Does people play piano here? Yes? So you should know that man. You don't know? It's Ravel. You know Ravel? Maybe you know Rhapsody Español? Rhapsody Español, Bolero. He wrote it. So one very interesting fact about that guy is that he was from my hometown, from the Basque country, and he influenced a lot the French music. Okay? Who is that guy? This guy is a bit harder, you might not know him, but he transformed a lot our painting, French painting, to something that was quite dark before, to painting more joyful, with a lot more warm colors and a lot more women also on the drawings. His name is, Henri Matisse. Matisse. Maybe you've heard of him. A lot of his arts are in the Musée du Louvre, in Paris. Okay. The next one, this one you must know him. You should know him. What's his name?
Hugo?
Very good, Victor Hugo. His name is Victor Hugo. You know him, right? He wrote so many stories, so many books that everybody knows. Actually, he influenced a lot French people mind. When I say that is, he pushed us to keep thinking and criticize our society back then when he was alive in order to make it better. All of his books had a particular meaning, and he wrote a lot of politics essay as well, but I won't talk about that today. I will talk to you about one. You should know Les Misérables. Les Misérables is probably his most famous achievement, and these days you have the movie, I think, in Korea, right? You could see it. It's pretty close to what the book is actually, and it's a great movie. You should go watch it, really. Next you can go. Again, pianist, musician. This one was even more famous than Ravel. He influenced a lot all the European composers of piano. Do you know? His name is Debussy. Debussy. You know? You know, right? Maybe? Oh my god. Okay, I will just listen one music to you of Debussy. Maybe you should know it quickly. How was it? It's great, right? It's very soft and very warm. All of his musics were like this. It's just amazing. You should try to look on YouTube and listen to his music. I'm sure you will all love it. Okay. Next famous figure. This one is not the most famous. Highly doubt you know him, but I wanted to put him here because he really changed childhood, and probably you've heard of his book, the most famous one, 어린 왕자, Le Petit Prince. So his name is Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I would recommend you, if you've not read it, to try read it. You have a Korean version, you should absolutely read it, and even the adults, you should again read it if you haven't. I've read it recently for a few of my students in French, and the idea I had when I was a kid is really different from what I have now as an adult. You should really read it again. Okay? This man is one of the most important and greatest men in France, and he changed completely the face of France. He was a famous person during the World War II, and his name is the name of one of the airport of France. Very good. Charles de Gaulle. General de Gaulle. He is mostly referred to General de Gaulle. He was the leader of the free men of France during the World War II. He led them to victory with the help of the Allies. After that, he installed the Fifth Republic that is still going on now, and he was the first president of that republic in France. He is a very, very important person for the French people. Last one, so here you can see there are a lot of men, right? But the last one is actually a woman. And this woman is the most important character of French people. Do you know that girl? Very good. Joan of Arc, Jeanne d'Arc in French. And do you know why she's famous? Because she could hear voices. She could hear voices of God telling her what to do to get the English out of France during the invasion in the 15th century. So it was a long time ago. And she was recognized for her skills at war. Of course, back then the women were not supposed to go to war, but she did, and she was canonized in the 18th century, and she became a saint. Then she's considered a saint. Do you know what is a saint? It's somebody that has a very deep religious mind. Okay, very good. That's all for the famous figures. Now let's talk about something a bit more funny, which is food. Okay, so do you know what is the first picture here? This is called cannelé. It's a French dessert you should try. Maybe you can find some in Paris Baguette, but I wouldn't recommend them. Paris Baguette is good, but not that good actually. Okay. Next one is, do you know that? It's called pain perdu. Repeat after me, pain perdu. Very good. Pain perdu is, if you translate it in English, it will be lost bread. But actually, the Americans in English say French toast. Okay. Do you know French toast? Yeah. It's very good, right? Next one is, what is that? It's not jujube. I don't know who said jujube.
Foie gras.
Foie gras. Very good. It's foie gras. Okay. Foie gras. Repeat after me. Okay. Very good. Foie gras. Do you know foie gras? It's made out of duck, and it's very expensive actually, but it's very good. I would not recommend try it in Korea actually. I've tried it here. Unfortunately, it's not so good. So if you go to France, you should definitely try to have a meal with foie gras. Okay? Next one is wine, of course. All the wines of France are pretty famous. You have winery, vineyard, and winery everywhere in France. In all the places that there is no town, there is a vineyard, and usually the wine has the name of that vineyard. Okay? Next one is cheese. Do you like cheese? Yes. Okay, so Bronxoro? Fromage. Fromage. Ah, very good. Who likes cheese here? Do you? Oh, that's a lot actually. Usually when I ask this question, people are like, cheese, that's not good. It's not. But it's actually very good. Okay. Next one is very easy. Baguette. So baguette is, in France, it's pretty much the main meal of any French guy. So it's very hard for me when I came in Korea first, 2 years ago, and I saw Paris baguette. I saw, oh my god, there are some baguette in Korea. And I was very, very sad when I entered and I saw no baguette actually. Okay? Next one is macaron. Do you think this is French macaron? Very good. It's not French. Tang. Double tang. Actually, this is called Parisian macaron. Okay? I will show you what are the original macarons. Go ahead. These one are the original macarons. And where are they from? They are from my hometown. They are from the Basque country. Do you remember the king I showed you before, Louis Chipsasé? This guy got married to a Spanish woman, Marie-Thérèse de Navarre. Marie-Teresa de Navarra. So he got married in my hometown. There is still the church there where he got married. And a lot of French people really like that. So they just go to that church to actually get married there. And the funny thing is, Louis Chipsasé, Louis XIV really loved to eat a lot of food. And the Basque people, the people from my hometown, were making this as a snack. But this guy just loved it so much that he brought it to Versailles, to his castle, and he asked to his cook to make it better and to improve it again and again. And this is why now you have everywhere the colored macaron. These are the Parisian macaron. He did not call them French macaron out of respect for the Basque people who actually made this one. Okay? So this is why I was telling you food is very important in France. Every part of France has its own culture, so he tried to respect that thing. He was kind of, even if he was a dictator, he was kind of a good king in terms of respect of cultures. Okay? I would like to show you now how to travel in France. It's going to be very quickly, because I guess you know all these places already. La Tour Eiffel. Tour Eiffel. Very good. Eiffel Tower, which was actually the highest tower in the world from 1889 to 1930, 41 years, before the Chrysler Building was built in New York, and it became the actual biggest building. Now, of course, it's not that big, but still, it was a great record. Okay. What is that one? Oh, very good. Notre-Dame de Paris. Notre-Dame de Paris 아니에요. Notre-Dame de Paris. Okay. Next one. What is that?
Montmartre.
Huh?
Montmartre.
Très bien. Very good. This is Montmartre. Okay. Here you can come any time of the year, except if it's under construction or whatever. But usually you can go there any time to pray, and there are always candles turned on there. Never a single night without a small light there. Okay. Next one. Very easy. Le Louvre. Actually, le Musée du Louvre. Very good. Musée du Louvre. Le Louvre, le Musée du Louvre. Okay. Here you can find more than 80,000 pieces of art, which is from sculpting or painting, any kind of art. You should go there to visit. You will spend a whole day inside just to visit and see all the pieces of art that are here. It's really crazy. Okay? Next one. This one is not in Paris. What is that one? Mont Saint-Michel. Very good. It's in Normandy. And if you have the occasion to go to France, please go there. You will be amazed by its magnificence. Okay? The last one in the small corner here is, can you see? Versailles, very good. It's the Chateau de Versailles. I would recommend you to take a full day to go there. Simply because you need to visit the castle, but you also need to visit the garden. So this is the masterpiece of Louis Chipsasset. This is what he built during his reign, and it's one of the biggest treasures in France. Okay? Next one. So, of course, I would not recommend you to just stay in Paris if you go to France, because if you want to see the culture, you need to go everywhere. This is Bretagne. You better me Bretagne. It's in the northwest of France. I will show you just after where it is. As you can see, it's just beautiful. Everything in France, almost every single part of France is beautiful. I would even tell you Paris is the less beautiful than France. Okay? Next one is Normandy. Normandy, okay? Go ahead. So you can see that kind of picture in Normandy. I would definitely tell you to go there to visit Saint-Michel, Mont Saint-Michel, and this kind of places. Next one is Côte d'Azur. Côte d'Azur. Okay, very good. So do you know Nice? Nice in the southeast of France. So this is where you can find that kind of place. The name comes from the water. The water is a blue azure color. It's very beautiful. That's why we say Côte d'Azur. It's in the Mediterranean. Okay? Next one is Haute-Savoie. Yeah, Haute-Savoie is where the Mont Blanc is. You know Mont Blanc? It's the highest mountain of France. Okay? So if you go there, you can see, if you enjoy hiking, you should definitely go there. It's very, very beautiful. I went there when I was young, and if I can go back one more time, I really want to go. Okay? Next time. Here, you can go ahead. It's just the places. So first, Bretagne is here in France. Normandy is just up there. Go ahead. Here. And then the Côte d'Azur is, or, go ahead, next. Here is the Haute-Savoie, is Alpes, okay, les Alpes. And the last one is la Côte d'Azur. Okay? Very good. Now, all what I presented you right now has influenced what I will present you in the following, the French culture. Okay? I couldn't just pop inside the French culture without showing you all of what I showed you before. So listen very well, because this is kind of the most funny part of today. Greetings and gestures in France. Do you know the bisou? Yes. Very good. I see some people do it in the crowd. Okay. Bisou, go ahead. To kiss or not to kiss. So, for example, when you meet a new person in France, if it's man to man, you will just handshake. If it's for business, you will handshake the hands of ladies as well. However, if you go to a party, meet your friends, and you meet a friend of another friend that you don't know, if you're a man and a girl, you have an air kiss, the bisou, okay? Ladies, also girls do between them air kiss as well, okay? And in less commonly, it happens also, it's in my case, for example, men to men do air kiss. Only in the case of very close friends or family, of course. Okay? Next one is dining etiquette and table manners. Have you ever been to a French meal with French people? No? Well, it's very important to be well educated when you eat. We do not tolerate that you bring any of your friends without asking. It's a kind of the same inquiry. You can't say, oh, my friend is coming, just like that, without asking the other friends. You should always ask, okay? And when it's kind of It's difficult to show you with the microphone, but when you're eating, you should have your knife in the right hand. Okay, always in the right hand, never on the left hand, and your fork in the left hand. However, when you take your fork, you shouldn't take it like this and then cut. Like this is very impolite. You should take it to have the spikes of the fork on down, always down. Okay, and when you eat, it's not you that go to the fork, but the fork that comes to your mouth. So you should always keep straight. Okay, keep straight, and the forks come to the mouth. Okay. Another thing is when you cut your meat, you shouldn't be like an airplane. Okay, this is very impolite because sometimes you have people around you and you will bother them when they eat. Okay, so you should always keep your arms, at least your elbows, on the side of your body. Okay. Another thing is when you go to restaurant, but it's very rich or very expensive restaurant. When you're not finished eating, you should cross your fork and your knife on the plate. Okay. And if you want more wine, you should always finish it. Okay. It's like kind of in Korea when you're drinking makgeolli, you have to finish your drink, then maybe your sunbae will give you more makgeolli or something like that. Okay. It's kind of the same. But if you don't want more wine, you should not touch it. You should leave it, and then before eating your dessert, you should drink it. Then after in the dessert, we don't drink any more wine. Okay? And the last thing is no elbows on the table. Never, at none occasion, never you should put your elbows. Here in Korea, I was very shocked the first time because everybody was putting their elbows, and I was like, oh, this is bad. But nowadays, I'm doing also. I'm completely adapted to it. Most importantly, the last thing I would tell you is you shouldn't make any noise while eating. Okay? The first time I came in Korea again and I saw people eating their noodles like this, I was like, what is that? What is it doing? But after I understood this is very polite, it's not unpolite in Korea. But in France, you should not make a single noise while eating. And keep your mouth closed while eating. Okay? Next, dress etiquette. So obviously you know that France is very famous for fashion. There are a lot of fashion designers that are known all over the world. Okay, I am myself a fashion terrorist, I would say. I have a very bad fashion, so yeah, French people don't really like me for this. But this is how you should dress actually in France. Go ahead. You should always dress with care and think about the fashion. What is happening right now? What is good to wear right now, and not just wear whatever you can, whatever you want. Of course, this is changing. The tendency is changing, and everybody is saying, "Oh, this is my fashion, personal fashion." But usually, the French people try to care about their dressing. Okay, about the women. Women wear either stylish suits or very soft color, not so much red or very clear color. We don't really appreciate that. And the men wear a very conservative suit to make a very good impression to other people. Okay? You know, when you see people coming out of their companies with their suit, they look great, right? But French men always try to look like that. Okay? Next is, okay? Wedding tradition. So this one is one of the most important I wanted to talk to you because I was very shocked the first time I came here and I heard about the Korean tradition. Actually, in Korea, a wedding ceremony would be like 3 hours. You have a meal, you have a bit of dance, and that's it, right? But in France, a good marriage is at least 2 days. One day, you have in the morning the ceremony to the city hall, or first is in church, it depends people. And then you go to the church or the city hall. So you have 2 ceremonies. One is in the church and one is the official one in the city hall. Then after that, it depends on the family. For example, my family, they went to the house party by using special car that was pulled by horses. Okay, everybody has different manners of going to the party. Some people usually use the horn of their cars a lot, but yeah, everybody is different. However, when you go there, you have to party. You have to eat, but you have to party a lot. Dance, enjoy the music, play drinking games as well a lot, and until usually maybe 1 or 2 a.m. for the older people, but the youngsters usually stay until 6 or 7 a.m. The problem is they have to do the same again the next day. Okay, so sometimes it can be hard for some people. Okay, now more about the tradition. There is a ritual bath. That means separately and together, the married people have to take a bath. Okay, everything is supposed to be white. All the flowers on the tables are white. All the napkins are white. Everything is white. Even inside the church, the canopy silk is white. And when people get out of the church, they have laurel leaves as a pass to the car. Okay? Next. Next one, I would like to talk to you about activities in France. It's kind of the same that in Korea nowadays. All over the world is kind of the same. The first one, most important, is this one, so horse riding. France is a very, very big nation of horse riding. We have a lot of competition. A lot of people have horses and they try to ride as much as they can, maybe 2 or 3 times per week. Next one is fishing. So in Korea you like fishing, but we have the fly fishing. Do you know what is fly fishing? So it's the same kind of fishing, except that first we have to move a lot our cane and then just throw it. It's usually inside rivers and not in the sea. Okay. Next one is golf. You have a lot of golf players, right? I know that the female Korean team is one of the greatest of the world right now. If I'm not mistaken, that's great. In France, I have no idea actually. I don't do golf myself. Okay. Next one is hiking. Of course, you know Pyrénées, Mont Blanc, Les Alpes. These are very big mountains where people usually go to ski and go hiking any time of the year. Okay? The last one is cycling. In France, does some people do cycling here? No one? So in France we have what we call the Tour de France. Do you know Tour de France? It's a cycling parkour that is very dangerous and very hard, and all people from the world come here to compete in that tour. It takes a long time. I think it takes about 1 month to do the whole tour, and you can do it as well, but these people are professionals and they take 1 month. So I don't think you will take 1 month, maybe 3 or 4, but you should try to do it if you have the occasion. You can visit all places of France. It's just beautiful. Okay? Okay, so we are going to right into the last one of the slides. It's family responsibilities and relationship in France. So I would like to introduce you to my family actually. So here, where do you think I am? Yeah, no, I'm on the right side and in the middle, okay? So in front is my younger sister, but this picture is quite old now, she's 18 years old. In front of me is my younger brother. Then there is me, then on the left side there is my bigger sister, my second bigger brother, and my first bigger brother. Okay, so we are total with my parents, we are 8. That's a big family. But in Korea a long time ago you had maybe 6 or 7 or 8 people as well. So it's not that much actually. But for nowadays time, it's quite a lot. Usually we have only few children, maybe 2 or 3 children maximum. Okay? So each member, like I wrote here, each member has responsibilities and duties. So by that I mean, the father is here to protect the family, the mother is here to take care of the children, but the children are here to help the parents. Okay? We don't just stay there to go to study and go home and lay down or have good time. No, we have to help them in the house. Make the food, make the cleaning duties, everything. Okay? Next is extended family. Extended family provides support. You know, your cousins and things like that in France, it's very important part of the family. Our grandmother and grandfather are the main part, and then all the uncles and my uncles and aunts are very important to me. Everybody support the family. Actually, if you want to build a new house, for example, for your kid, well, all the family will help you. That means it costs a lot of money, you can't pay all that by yourself. all your family will gather and will help you. And then it's your turn. After, you will help the other members of your family. So provide support all the time. Okay. Next is practical approach to marriage. So this is kind of old thing. We don't do that anymore. Before we tried to get with people that were like us. What I mean is that if you are rich, rich people were trying to marry with rich people, and poor people were married with poor people. But nowadays it's changing. This doesn't exist anymore. I know a very rich guy in France who married one of my friends who was very poor, a girl, and he married her because he loved her. That's it. Nowadays we try to marry because we love each other and not for any practical approach or anything. Okay? Very important thing. French people are close to their friends. That means we don't consider we have a lot of friends. We have 1 or 2 good friends. Facebook's friends doesn't count, okay? This is not good. But we try to have 1 or 2 best friends, and that's it. I have myself just 2 best friends in France, and if I go back there, I won't meet any other people than them, okay? And the last one I would say is friendship has requirements. So what I mean by this is we try to stick to the people that look like us when we have friendship. Okay? It's not a requirement like, oh, you don't have money, I don't want to be your friend. No. We try to be with people that are the same as us. Okay? So that's it for me. I would like to thank you a lot. Merci beaucoup de m'avoir écouté. I wish it was not too bothering for you. And I wish you had fun and learned a lot of things about France. Okay? Before we stop, I would like to make you try repeat again in French a few words. So when I came in, I said bonjour. Okay? And I ask you comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous, which means how are you? Okay? And then we say merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Okay? And à la prochaine. Oui. Mais à la prochaine. Okay? That's it. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. 자, 잘 들으셨어요? 좀 어려운 부분도 있었고, 그쵸? 어느 정도 이해한 부분도 있었고, 선생님이 아주 좋은 말씀 많이 해주셨는데, 이거 준비하시면서 프랑스 역사나 문화가 정말 광범위하잖아요. 그쵸? 아마 이제 좀 아시겠지만, 책도 많이 보고 집에 학생들이니까. 그래서 너무 고민을 많이 하셨대요. 어떻게 이거를 함축적으로 해서 정말 중요한 파트만 이제 우리 친구들한테 보여줄 것인가 고민을 많이 하시고 며칠 동안 이렇게 하시다가 이렇게 만드셨는데 다음 기회에 있으면 프랑스는 모든 곳이 다 역사적이고 되게 문화가 풍부한 곳이래요. 그래서 너무 아쉬워서 혹시 다음에 기회 있으면 선생님 아까 어디서 오신 분이라고 하셨죠? 바스켓 컨트리, 그쵸. 거기가 되게 유명한 곳이래요. 거기 하는 곳만 해도 정말 보여줄 게 정말 많으시대요. 그래서 다음에는 파티별로 혹시 기회가 있으면 한번 꼭 보여주고 싶다고 말씀하셨고요. 자, 다시 한번 우리 여기 마스티안 선생님께 한번 박수 부탁드릴까요?
국기에 대해서 그림을 그려주고 쌤이 국기를 설명해 주면 되지. 그거를 국기를 그린 다음에 옆에다 약간 설명을 해주면 좋을 것 같아요. 먼저
Thank you. Is it hard to write? Macaron. It's hard. France macaron is live. Oh, no. I see. I know.
재윤이는 어떤 점이 다른지?
식사 이주를 엄격한 거지.
맞아. 그 중에서 어떤 게 가장 엄격하다고 느꼈어? 이건 좀 아니다. 생각이 잘 안 나네.
그리고 여기가 프렌치 모나키라고 있어요. 프렌치 모나키가 뭔지 알아요? 그러니까 모나키가 군주제 이런 건데 여기서는 그 뭐라고 하죠? 왕가, 그치 왕가 이런 걸 말한다고 합니다. 그러니까 프랑스 왕가를 파리스가 둘러싸고 있다. 근데 여기 레드는 아까 페리스 아니면 소저를 상징한다고 했어요. 그러니까 그냥 이름만이요. 하는 일은 그러면 이거
그러고 나서 음식에 대해서도 하셨는데 음식에 대해서 혹시 기억나는 거 있어요? 맞아.
그러니까 프랑스 사람들에게 대륙하는 공점이 어떤 느낌이에요?
혹시 이것 중에서 해본 사람 파리 아무도 안 해봤어. 뭐 해본 거 있는 사람 있어?
파리랑 노르웨이랑 북산이랑
비싼데 막 이런 거.
그럼 오늘은 G부터 해볼까요? 그쵸? 그쵸, 오늘 체인지에서 마지막 그룹, 세븐스 그룹, Are you ready? 세븐스 그룹 한번 나오시겠어요? 준비. 튜터랑 발표하실 분이랑 이렇게 나오시면 돼요. 자신감을 갖고 너무 긴장하지 마시고 괜찮아요.
Hello, we're from Group 7 and I'm a tutor in Group 7. My name is Nam Yulmin.
Hi.
Hi. We made a brainstorming like this which you presented. And while during we brainstorm, we made two questions to ask for you.
Okay.
And the first question will ask. She will ask you a question that she's learning French and she will ask you in French
Okay.
and English.
Okay, very good.
Monsieur,
Oui, bonjour.
vous êtes allé à la fête de la musique? Have you ever been to Summer Music Festival?
In France?
Oui.
So in France, La Fête de la Musique, so music festival, is not just one in one town. It's actually everywhere in France. On that day, anybody who wants to play music can take their music instrument and go to the street and play in front of everybody. Usually in the towns, in front of the city hall, we have a big scene and different groups from different origin come there to play with their band in front of people. But it's not just in one town, it's all over France. Okay? So yeah, I've been there and I played music a little bit.
And I knew that French flag's color means liberty, equality, and charity after French Revolution.
So the meaning of France flag is what I said. The blue one is for Paris, the white one is for monarchy, and the red one is for Paris or soldiers. But liberty, equality, fraternity is what came out after the French Revolution, indeed. But it's like a slogan of France. It's the words of France. Usually, it's always under the flag, but it doesn't mean without the flag.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
자, 다음 두 번째 그룹 나올까요? 여섯 번째 그룹. 이제 거꾸로 하기로 했으니까, 그쵸? 오늘은 펄어 체인지로. 그리고 나오셔서 발표하시거나 이렇게 하실 때 목소리 조금만 크게 하세요. 괜찮아요. 그렇죠? 벌써 이렇게 나와서 발표를 하겠다는 것 자체가 별로 자신감이잖아. 그렇죠? 그러니까 발음이나 이런 거 너무 긴장하시지 마시고 큰 소리로 해주세요. 그리고 발표자 여기 튜터분은 본인 소개하시고 그리고 이제 이렇게 전달해 주세요.
Hello, we are from group 6 and my name is Yoon Hyuk. I'm First, thank you for a great lecture. And while brainstorming, we picked up 2 questions.
We heard about wedding culture. We told that there are 2 places where weddings are placed: Syrian culture, Syrian and church. Are there any other place to?
Yeah, actually you can ask a priest to go to your house and you can get married in your house if you want. But if you want to be married officially by the law, you need to go to the city hall. And if you want to have a religious marriage, you can go to the church. But yeah, you can choose your own place actually. It doesn't really matter. As long as there's signed paper at the end, it's the same.
In the presentation, you talk about French food, foie gras, and wine and cheese. And here in Korea, we have Korean cook Baek Jong-won. It's famous and popular in Korea. And is there any famous or popular cook in France?
I have no idea. Who is the chef name again?
Baek Jong.
I have no idea. Before, when I was in France, I didn't know any of Korean chef or anything. So, yeah, of course, we have a lot of different very famous chefs. But they are not that famous. The ones that are the most famous are the one going on TV shows. There are a lot of kitchen TV shows, cooking TV shows in France. So these ones are quite famous. The others, you need to go to their restaurant to know them. The most famous, I would say, is Cyril Lignac. Who is always on TV, so you can find very easily a lot of TV shows about him. There is a very famous chef that is actually in Korea. It's Pierre Gagnère. His restaurant is in the Lotte Tower in Seoul. You can go there, but it's quite expensive, I must say. It's a very fine French food. It's very, very good, very delicious. But yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
아까 결혼 얘기했을 때 그쵸? 원래 그 프렌치로 법에 따르면 그 시청에서 하거나 아니면 교회에서 하는데 목사님을 집으로 초대를 하시거나 이렇게 해도 된다고 그쵸? 말씀하신 거랑 그 유명한 프랑스 셰프 말하자면 우리도 지금 백종원 되게 유명하잖아 그쵸? 한국에서. 그래서 이제 프랑스에도 그런 TV쇼가 되게 많대요. 요리를 하는, 요리가 나오는 TV쇼가 많은데 그 중에 유명한 분 아까 얘기하셨을 때 아마 유튜브나 이런 데 보시면 혹시 관심 있으신 학생들은 한번 보세요. 그 사람 항상 아까 말한 그
Cyril Lignac.
아마 그 그냥 뭐 프랑스 유명한 셰프 이렇게 치면 나올 것 같아요. 유튜브에 그쵸? 계속 탭이 나오는 사람이에요. 요즘에 프랑스 방송에서. 자, 그 다음 그룹 나오겠습니다.
First, thank you for your great lecture, and we are Group 5. My name is Yukgisel, the tutor of Group 5. And we have some questions to ask.
First, do you enjoy physical activities like horse riding and hiking?
So I've done about from the age of 3 to the age of 16, 17 years old, I've done horse riding. So yeah, I enjoy a lot horse riding. Since I left France for about almost 4 years ago, I can't do it anymore. But as soon as I go back to France, I usually try to ride horse. Hiking is very common in France because we have a lot of mountains. So yeah, I enjoy a lot these kind of physical activities.
In Korea, couples use short time because the longer ceremony cost is out of budget about wedding. But as you said, French people have 2-day long wedding ceremony. So I'm curious, do French people put $1 billion cost for wedding, or does wedding ceremony cost a little?
Cost a little? How much it costs much less expensive than in Korea. That's what I can tell you. The marriage ceremony, first you need to pay only the priest if you go to the church. You can participate in money. But about the party, what's the most expensive is the food. Because we always try to have very, very good food. So for a French marriage, you can count in maybe 10,000 euro, 10,000 euro, which is in Korean won, probably 1,000만 원. Okay, but I heard in Korea it's even more expensive than that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
그 경비가 프랑스는 왜 이틀 하니까 돈이 엄청 많이 들 것 같잖아, 그쵸? 근데 이제 교회에서 하면 프리스트한테 그 목사님한테 드리는 비용이랑 그리고 대부분 집에서 하거나 이러는 것들은 음식값으로 비용이 많이 드는 것 뿐이지 그렇게 뭐 그 주변을 화려하게 한다던가 이런 것보다는 그쵸? 그래서 이틀은 하지만 아까 말씀하신 것처럼 그렇게 한국에 비해서 비용이 많이 들지는 않는 것 같아요, 그쵸? 그리고 아까 말씀하신 것처럼 호스 라이딩 선생님도 이제 전에 한번 사진을 보여주셨는데 이제 집에 말을 갖고 계신데 여동생이 그 말 위에서 막 이렇게 퍼포먼스하고 그런 그림을 보여주셨거든요. 그래서 프랑스에 있는 사람들은 대부분 이제 그렇게 특히 선생님 고향 같은 경우에는 아까 그림 보셨잖아요. 멋있죠, 그렇죠? 전경도 좋고 그래서 각자 집에서 말을 키우시는 분들이 많으시대요. 자, 그럼 다음 그룹 나올게요.
Hello.
이거 앞으로 좀 나오세요.
Hello everyone. Thank you for your wonderful lecture. And I'm the tutor of Group 4, Yu Subin. And we came up with the keyword that you mentioned in your presentation. And so we have several questions. And as our two presenters are majoring in French, they'll ask you a question in French, and of course I will translate it into English.
Okay.
Bonjour monsieur, je m'appelle Yunze. Tout d'abord, je vous remercie pour cette conférence. Et j'ai une question. Généralement, les Français sont tranquilles. Décrivez-nous le caractère des Français, s'il vous plaît.
Caractère des Français. Alors, le caractère des Français, C'est un peu une question difficile parce que, comme j'ai dit, il y a... Oh. So it's a bit difficult question actually.
To summarize our question, French people are known for their leisurely characters, so we want to know about this, like how long they live or like this.
Okay, well, it's quite a hard question because it depends where you live in France. Each region has different, its own culture, even though the French culture is the general one. But for example, in the north of France, where the ch'ti lives, I know they will eat for a longer time than in the southwest. Usually we take a 1 hour lunch, about 1 hour to take a lunch in France. And in the north they will take maybe 2 hours. And the food will be also different what they eat. This is all French, but it's different depending on the region. Now about their mind, their character. For example, if you go to the southeast of France, the people will have more anger easily. Not anger, but if you talk about football, for example, soccer, they can get angry very easily. If you say their team is bad, they will get angry easily. And in the southwest, it could be the same for rugby, for example. So it's very different depending where you live in France.
bonjour 주말에 연수 Nouveau demandons de l'école. Ils apprennent que Bastien explique le site.
Pouvez-vous répéter s'il vous plaît?
And so our second question is, we want to know about French school life, and most of our school members wondered about the academy.
So I will be straight. The French school life is 100 times more easier and enjoyable than the Korean school life. Really. I'm very scared when I see my girlfriend who is Korean working and studying so hard for her school. When I was in France, I could study maybe 2 hours per night and still have grade good enough to pass in university. So yeah, it's much more enjoyable.
And he wondered about the Charles de Gaulle. You mentioned General Charles de Gaulle, and he wanted to know specifically about what he did and how popular he is in.
So Charles de Gaulle is dead. He died in 1970, something like that. What he did exactly is he had to flee France during the World War II because of the German invading France. So he went to Yongguk, he went to the United Kingdom. And from there, he sent radio messages to the Allies, so it was the United States. And he talked on a very big earphones for the French people who were still living in France and were resisting to the invasion from the Germans. So he led the French people to victory during the World War II. And after the World War II was over, he installed the current republic we are in. So he was the first president of France, the first real president of France. If you want more detail, I could give you probably more detail. It's very long. He had a very, very great life and very great history. And his legacy nowadays is still very important to French people.
Thank you.
자, 다음.
Well, thank you for the great presentation.
presentation again. We're group 3 and I'm the tutor of group 3. And my name is Kim Ji-yeon. Here are
Bonjour monsieur, je suis Han Jong-sim et je suis 18e année du lycée des langues étrangères de Cheongju. Je vais vous demander une question. En France, j'ai trouvé qu'il y a beaucoup de gens qui aiment l'art, comme la comédie musicale. Je veux savoir la culture de l'art de France et comment les Français s'amusent de l'art dans leur vie.
So should I say in English? The question?
How the French enjoy the art in their life?
Okay, how do they enjoy artistic life in France? So, like I said before, you remember Louis Chipsasset, Louis XIV, was the patron of the art, and he made France a great nation of art, right? So since him, there are a lot of schools, a lot of academia as well, to learn how to draw, how to write, how to act. You have, I don't know the names of the greatest school, acting school in France, but you have a lot, and I know it's very hard to enter them. Also, we have theater class during our middle school, and we also have plastic art classes during the elementary school and middle school in France. Usually these classes are not regarded as important for our to go to high school, for example. However, if you want to enter particular school for artist school, then you need to have good grades in that classes. So French enjoy art a lot, but I'm not an artist, so I can't really tell you how these people enjoy exactly. Just there are a lot of things for them.
I heard before there are lots of couples who live together but not married. Is it that often that people live together not married?
Yes, in my family, my two big brothers, they have kids and they're not married. I don't know what you think about this culture, but in France it's quite okay. It's even normal to not be married and have kids. Like I said, we see that as more practical approach. When you get married, it gives you more things like helps from the government or more advantages. But the marriage, if it's not that important. I know a couple who got married when they were 40 years old. I went to their marriage, and actually that was my ex-girlfriend's parents, and she was already 20 years old. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. Some family, like Catholic families, care a lot, but others, they don't matter.
And it's our last question. I've heard that France has a special kind of college entrance test named baccalaureate. And I wonder, can you explain us about it?
So baccalaureate has changed a lot over time. When I passed it, it was when I was 18, so about 7 years ago. You had a lot of different kinds of baccalaureate. You don't have just one. For example, you have people choosing marketing as a major in high school, so they will pass a baccalaureate related to marketing. Some people will choose science, so they will get a baccalaureate related to science. Some history, French, culture, etc. So it changes to all people. But what I can tell you is it's much more easier than the one in Korea. Really.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your great lecture, and my name is Kim Seung-won, tutor of Group 2, and we had many questions, but we chose 2 questions for you.
Different taste between original macaron and Parisian macaron.
It's the original macarons are made out of eggs, almond, and sugar. And the Parisian macarons, they have a lot of different tastes in it. I'm not a big fan of Parisian macaron myself, so it's a bit hard to answer it. But the original macarons are very simple. It's very good to say. You can find the recipe online. It's very easy to make it, so I invite you to do it, really. You will see it's very, very good.
Please show us how to air kiss.
With who should I show you? Because it's difficult to do just the air kiss. Teacher?
Air kiss like
Air kiss.
공기 그치 그렇게 하냐 그냥 보이만.
1, 2. That's it. Very easy.
Thank you.
오리지널 마카롱 그쵸? 아까 아몬드랑 계란만 있으면 된다 그러잖아요. 한번 슈거 설탕이랑 그쵸? 그래서 한번 트라이 한번 해보세요. 다음.
Actually, about the original macarons, I know there is one store in Korea that is making them. The man who is running the store is from my hometown, from the Basque country. I don't remember his name, but you can find it in Korea and you can get it delivered. Okay.
We are Group 1, and thank you for the lecture. It was really impressive and interesting, so I'm so appreciative today. To sum up our discussion, firstly, one of our group members brought the books about France, so we had so much aid about it. Like we shared the pictures of Mont Saint-Michel.
No. Mont Saint-Michel.
Yeah, Mont Saint-Michel. And so I just wanted to tell you, all of you guys, that we had big support from the books. So maybe you can take this from next one. So anyway, and we had discussion about so many things, and we have some questions for you.
You told us wearing good quality of accessories is fashion etiquette, but if we can't wear it, what treatment we have?
What do you mean not wear it? You don't just don't like it?
Yeah, if the person can't afford it for it.
Can't afford it? Well, they just don't wear any accessories, or they do homemade accessories. You can find on YouTube various videos of French girls that are taking old t-shirts or old clothes and they make accessories out of it. I know one video I saw recently, the girl is making a bag out of a t-shirt and it's really great. It looks like it's a very expensive bag, whereas it's just an old t-shirt. Okay? So you don't need to be rich to get good accessories, you can make your own. And they are usually more appreciated because it shows some capacity to do something.
What's the standard of beauty in France?
That's very hard. The standard of beauty. Well, to give you an example with me, I'm on the lower side. Okay? So you can meet much more handsome men than me in France. And about girls, I can't really tell you the girls are pretty, but not that much. I think Korean ladies are much more beautiful than French people. But this is my taste, okay? This is maybe not the French people, I don't know.
Following dining etiquette is uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable when you're a kid. Then when you get older and you want to show well to people, you are always careful. Now, like I explained earlier to a teacher, is that you can eat whatever you want and however you want in France. However, if you do like this, people can think of you as a pig or he's not well educated or something. So if you're okay with that, if you're okay with people thinking bad of you, then you can eat as you want. Usually people try to be careful.
Is it strict even between the close relationships, like close friends or family?
It depends on the people. One of my cousins really doesn't like when people put their elbows on the tables. I would be like this, waiting for the next plate, and she would just, push my elbows all over, like that.
Okay, thank you.
잘 들으셨어요? 네. 자, 그러면 우리 선생님한테 또 대답을 잘 해주신 선생님께 다시 한번 박수 부탁드립니다. 자, 끝나기 전에 여기 단장님께서 여기 청주국제연합단 단장님께서 잠깐 인사 말씀 드릴 게 있으시대요. 잠깐만 들어보겠습니다.
제가 충북국제협력단 단장이에요. 정국천이라고 합니다. 이제 영어로 안 하고 한국말로 하니까 편하죠? 네. 제가 영어로 하라고 그러면 영어로 하는데 여러분들이 괜히 마지막까지 긴장감을 가지실 것 같아서 한국말로 합니다. 충북국제협력단이 충청북도 내에 이런 글로벌한 시각을 갖게 하려고 하는 그런 게 없었어요. 제가 MBC 기자를 30년 동안 하고 마친 다음에 이런 충북국제협력단을 만들었어요. 근데 2년 동안 됐는데 많이 일부러 안 알렸어요. 그래서 여러분들이 충북국제협력단 홈페이지 치면 바로 가기도 나오거든요. 그래서 여러 가지 아까 나눠드린 거에 보면 그런 활동하는 게 있으니까 여러분들이 자연스럽게 학생회원으로서 가입을 해서 활동을 하면 아주 좋을 거라고 생각을 해요. 혹시 끝나고 나서 질문 있으면 저한테 와서 질문해 주시면 제가 답변 드릴게요. 그리고 다음 달 매월 넷째 주 토요일에 하는데 다음 달은 11월 28일이요. 28일 토요일에 하는데 그때는 미국 문화 이야기예요. 미국은 워낙 또 크기 때문에 앞으로 프랑스 아까 선생님 바스티앙 선생님도 말씀하셨지만 오늘만 모시는 게 아니라 다음에도 또 기회가 되면 또 모실 거예요. 워낙 프랑스 얘기가 큰 얘기라 지금 여태까지 영국, 캐나다, 호주, 오늘 프랑스 이렇게 대표를 했는데 다음 달은 미국 문화 이야기를 할 거예요. 네. 그래서 기대를 많이 가지시고 홈페이지에 들어오면 신청할 수가 있어요. 직접. 그런데 오늘은 그냥 여러분들이 손님으로 오신 거예요. 그래서 충북국제협력단의 주인인 학생회원이 되면 여러분들이 이렇게 와서 하는 게 원어민 공개 강좌 통역 보조로 자원봉사 시간이 2시간씩이 올라갈 수 있어요. 참고로 하시고 학생들 1년에 20시간인가 왜 자원봉사 시간 따와야 되잖아요. 그런 여러 가지를 할 수가 있으니까 1년만 열심히 해도 자원봉사 시간이 22시간 정도 10개월만 해도 20시간을 너끈히 딸 수가 있죠. 그리고 매주 하는 프로그램 중에 토요일 오후 2시에 오늘도 지금 좀 이따 할 건데 다문화 자녀, 저소득층 자녀들을 위한 1:1 학습 지도도 있어요. 2시간씩 하는 것도 자원봉사 시간으로 올라갈 수 있으니까 많이 알려주시고 또 3시 반, 토요일 오후 3시 반부터는 이 동네에 사는 어린이들, 초등학교 3학년 이상 영어를 배우잖아요. 이들한테 좀 영어를 재미있게 배우도록 하기 위해서 어린이 영어 연극 교실을 해요. 그래서 지금 추가 5명도 모집하고 있으니까 혹시 내가 영어로 어린이들한테 영어를 가르치고 싶다. 연극을 통해서, 대사를 통해서, 희곡이라고 그러죠. 그런 생각이 있으면 신청을 해주시면 되겠어요. 자, 충북국제협력단 많이 알려주시고요. 매월 원어민 공개 강좌 CICC 토크는 매월 넷째 주 토요일 10시 반에 계속된다는 것을 많이 이해하시고 알려주시고 해주시기 바랍니다. 네, 고맙습니다.